Good day. Our project is called Mathematical Resources for Distance Learning Utilizing Community LTE Networks and Television Frequencies. I am Maria Luis Antoinette N. de las Peñas, project leader and head of the Math Plus Resources Laboratory based at the Ateneo de Manila University. The COVID-19 pandemic has driven a shift of modalities in teaching and learning in schools worldwide. In the Philippines, the Department of Education has called for blended learning modality for schools in lieu of face-to-face instruction in 2020. The problem lies in providing access to quality education to children who belong to households with limited or no access to the internet. In fact, based on the National ICT Survey, only 17.7% of households have access to the internet. A follow-up discussion paper in March 2021 states that there remains a non-negligible proportion of individuals who do not have access to ICT, partly due to lack of infrastructure. DepEd's blended learning approach, which initially focused largely on non-internet resources, such as printed modules, called for other modalities of teaching and learning, and the need to explore alternative avenues for the delivery of information. Our project, which aims to provide access to quality math education to as many learners as possible, is already primed for implementation. First, this project supplements and supports DOSTPH's program that develops technologies that maximize the use of TV spectrum by providing relevant educational content for broadcast. It will create more math resources, innovative apps, and learning material, and broaden the reach of these resources to community LTE networks and digital datacasting framework. At the moment, our team has a DOSTPH funded project, Technology Innovations for Mathematical Reasoning, Statistical Thinking, and Assessment. The general objective of our new project is to continue work done in our current project to create quality mathematical resources for distance learning. We'll be creating mathematical resources in the form of learning packages for deployment using community LTE networks that will contain modules, study guides, worksheets, lectures, supplementary videos in several dialects, and performance tasks that will be made available. We will be also creating interactive mathematical applications for prototype math applications that are designed for the digital datacasting framework. This will be carefully conceptualized to maximize the capabilities and illustrate the potential of the framework. It is assumed that the resources we will be creating will be aligned with the K-12 basic education curriculum mathematics conceptual framework and aligned with the most essential learning competencies, and will focus on the following key areas. There is a need to provide support for the math education of Filipino learners. Even before COVID-19, challenges of achieving the twin goals of math education, namely critical thinking and problem solving, are well documented. The learning in many Philippine classrooms are characterized by rule-based methods and memorization. A large number of Filipino students perform poorly in mathematics assessments that demand the high levels of cognitive thinking. The problem is exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic, which forced DepEd to produce printed modules. There are also challenges confronting DepEd creating content for performance tasks. So it is within this context that we are carrying out this project. It is anticipated that our project can support the distribution of quality educational materials in mathematics to as many learners as possible. The apps that we are creating will follow theoretical frameworks that we have previously used that are proven by research. Our studies have shown that students responded positively to the use of math apps and that there is a significant increase in students' performance after exposure to the apps. Our apps will employ gamification strategies and promote higher order thinking skills. Furthermore, the apps that and the materials that will be developed in this project are carefully crafted to be compatible with alternative modes of information delivery, made more accessible and inclusive, and will build more focused partnerships and collaborations. The learning materials should focus on fundamental math concepts, properly scaffolded, and can be used independently by the students. The project is expected to benefit partner communities that have minimal internet connectivity by setting up the LTE network, having access to the educational materials, and will give teacher trainings and student orientations. Moreover, our materials will be made publicly accessible via the internet. Finally, the project aims to serve as a basis for future implementations using community LTE networks or digital data casting that will not necessarily be just including mathematical resources. For updates for our project, kindly visit our following website and social media links. Our partners currently, aside from DepEd, are the following DepEd school divisions: Mandaluyong, Quezon City, Makati, Marikina, and we are also currently trying to have other partnerships with other DepEd divisions. So this is the project team. Thank you very much for listening.